Hello, hello, hello. Okay, just waiting for everyone to climb on board for this week's little message. Just giving everyone a chance to climb on board. And everything's slowly loading up. Let's see if there's some questions, anything like that. Just giving, hi Bridget, hi Mark, I'm just giving everyone an opportunity to climb on board and make sure that they're here. Hi everybody. Just giving everyone a chance to climb on board. It just takes a few minutes. Everyone's just going live. I was a couple of minutes late today. All right, so if you just joined in, CIT, every week I just give the opportunity for our members to bring any friends that they might have gathered for the week to join. And then I just briefly give an overview of CIT and then also just what's happened the last week with regards to earnings XYZ. Yes, it's very cold at the moment here. We are going to hit another cold front tomorrow, and apparently a lot of rain coming through the course of tomorrow night and Friday. So hopefully the last of the little bit of windy season and winter, and then we're going into the favorite part of my year, which is summer, which I can't wait for. Then very warm welcome to my team that's slowly climbing on board. I think Mark will be climbing on board as well. He's been part of the team now. He just joined us in the last couple of weeks, and he's handling the Spanish and the French groups for us and making sure that Spain and France and all those speaking people are looked after and understand CIT and where we're coming from and where we're about to go. The last week within the market, we saw quite a few dips, and overall the whole market kind of took a big dive. And that was after about 2 weeks ago when we thought things were starting to kind of shine a little light at the end of the tunnel. And then suddenly we just saw it drop from about 8.5 to here in the 7,000 region, 6,900 region, and it's still hovering around there, give or take $200 each way. Hopefully this week we'll look at a couple of better numbers. You'll see on this week's payouts, Bridget included the long-term trading account link. So you're welcome to click on that link and it'll give you an idea of the coins we're holding, how things have been going for the last couple of weeks, and where we're currently standing. So when you do look at that link, let me just touch on that. When you look at that link, take in mind that it's a long-term portfolio. So the funds that we're keeping aside each week that's going in there is there for the long term. And we're obviously purchasing a variety of different coins. So you'll see the fluctuations, and they seem quite big. But when you look at it from a long-term point of view, they'll be very, very beneficial. I mean, just to give you an idea, if Bitcoin was to go to its numbers that it had in November, December, the whole market would probably go up as well, like it did then. And that would put everyone in a very, very good position that's within CIT, and that would obviously affect the earnings that you'd expect at the end of the year as well. But not a bad week. Didn't do what we wanted to or what we set out to do. A little bit short compared to last week, but nevertheless still profit and returns for all of our clients and stakeholders within in CIT, which I'm very, very happy about. So it just again is another week where we prove to everybody that regardless of the market and how it can drop so phenomenally quickly, we can still ensure that we're giving our stakeholders and clients the returns each and every week. Bridget's also updated that nice little spreadsheet of hers that she gives us an indication of how the earnings have been looking since the beginning of the year, and I think we'll keep that spreadsheet keep it going until the end of the year. I think it's a nice tool to use for each and every one of us, just to show proof of earnings to all of our potential clients. And if there's any clients that have just joined that are not involved with CIT yet, this is a perfect opportunity just to get to know about it. So crypto index token, very, very big, or a big summary of what it is there's quite a lot that's happening in CIT at the moment, but the basic thing is that you're getting into cryptocurrency and you allow your cryptocurrency to work for you. We've got a team of marketers, and they're continuously doing their efforts to market. And then we've got a team of traders, and they're trading on a weekly basis, giving us returns of between 6.5% and 7.5%, generally speaking, on average, when things are nice and stable and consistent. And half of that gets paid out to all of our stakeholders each and every week on a Tuesday. That's just happened about 3 hours ago. And then the other half gets put into a long-term trading account, which obviously builds up over time, and that gives the value to the token that we've got within CIT, which obviously then will back as an asset to the CIC coin, or our coin that will launch in the near future once we've attracted enough of the market to climb on board, and we're just at the right stage to do that. I did explain a couple of weeks ago why we haven't launched the coin as of yet, and that's just purely for one reason, and we're just not at the stage yet. We're not ready. We need to get through the ICO, through the token sale, and once we're through the token sale, then we'll definitely be able to pursue going forward with the next step of our roadmap. Again, this week, a couple of questions that did come through, which I kind of think I'm repeating myself, but nevertheless, for people that are just joining, they'll be hearing it for the first time, and I'll just be saying it again for the umpteenth time. But a lot of the answers that people are requesting, I must say, is within our white paper. So make sure to read the document, and even possibly read it 2 or 3 or 4 times, just to make sure you get all the information. But the roadmap, yes, we're behind on what we hoped to be at this stage, and that's just due to economy, people not spending, holding on to, or trying to recover from joining the cryptocurrency field in November, December, and waiting for the spike to happen before I think they feel comfortable spending, where others are taking it and making their money work for them immediately, which is exactly what we would like you to do, is to grow your Bitcoin or your cryptocurrency, not necessarily Bitcoin, but your cryptocurrency portfolio. And the more you grow that and allow the money to work for you, in the near future, you'll start reaping the benefits of that. Trading team did exceptionally well this week. I'm very, very happy with them, especially under the conditions in the market. The team did exceptionally well to keep us afloat and just give us some returns this week. I'd hope that we would see a little bit of a better week, and the market just do a little bit better going forward. And the long-term account is just proof to you guys that the money is there, it's safe, and it's doing its thing as the markets are doing their thing. Other than that, I don't actually have a lot of questions that came through, other than the one I was trying to touch on with the white paper, and that is, as much as this is a passive income, and a lot of people are asking, do we need to go and refer this or make it a business or whatever? the choice is entirely up to you. You don't have to do that. We have tried to create a platform which it can be an entirely passive income for someone. So if you're going to put in some crypto or some Bitcoin and you want it to work for you, then by all means, that's perfect. You're more than welcome to do that. But there's a lot of people that are starting with nominal amounts. So I'm saying the minimum requirement with CIT is $50. And if you're to start with $50, let's just be honest with each other, it's going to take you a little bit of time to build it up to a nominal amount that it's actually paying you a nice $2,000 or $3,000 a month or a week. And then just be patient with the program, because it's working and it's doing exactly what it's supposed to. But it's purely based on your money and the returns every week. If you wanted to change that and you wanted to speed it up, we have the perfect opportunity. And that's when you climb into your back office, you take your little referral link that's there, some of the banners if you wanted to, create your own if you want to, and then, obviously introduce everybody to CIT. The quicker you introduce people to CIT, the quicker you grow to week. It's very simple for everyone to grow that $50 into $400, $500, $600, $700, $800 very quickly, just through the commissions that's earned from the people that you refer into CIT. So that's the novelty side of it. That's the business side of it, if you wanted to make this a business. And there is quite a few people that are now slowly turning on that light bulb, and that switch is going on, and they're deciding to climb into the business side to, accelerate their earnings. One of the clients, I can't mention names, that's just wrong, but one of our clients is receiving a payout later this week of just over a Bitcoin, which will be our first nice big Bitcoin payout for the week. And that person built this up through referring. So there's nice proof that if you use the program in CIT to your advantage, just through referring it and introducing it to other people. Obviously, make sure you understand or get them to join in one of these chats every week, and we can help answer any questions. But that's the way you would want to accelerate your earnings, is definitely by introducing it to other people. In turn, the more people and the more funds that's applied into CIT that we trade with gives us an added advantage of the tokens that get bought up. And I think Bridget, we're over 217 now. If I looked at the last update, 217,000 coins or tokens has already been sold, more or less. Don't hold me to that an exact number, but we're over the 200,000 mark. And 500K away from closing off stage one. So once we've sold the 500 tokens, we go into stage one, and there immediately you'll start seeing an increase in the value of the token. So you'll be paying 85 cents instead of the 80 cents that you're paying now. And once the token sale is completed, then we'll start seeing the real value. There's pros and cons to the slow start. One of the pros, there we go, 215,000. One of the pros to the slow start is that the early comers are taking full advantage of grabbing up as many of the tokens at the current value. So that's something they would have possibly missed out on if people were joining at a very, very fast and accelerated rate. So there's a bonus in that. The negative thing is just about waiting it out until we've gotten through all the stages. But with the current amount of members, and it's growing week on week on week, I believe that we should just continue forth, try and every week just encourage you guys to see the light that we're building. I mean, it's a business that started with absolutely $0 on the 1st of January, and it's currently sitting on just over $170,000 that we're trading with, excluding what's in our long-term trading account, and that's phenomenal for a business like ours to grow at the rate that it's growing. We'd love it to speed it up, but that's all just dependent on everyone's efforts. So nice work to our client that's just earned their first Bitcoin for the week, and I think that will continue to grow and grow and grow, which is fantastic, and it gives everybody an indication